Book 18 of the bucket list is done. Let me tell you about Gorgias by Plato. If you recall, Plato was a Greek philosopher who lived between 428 to 347 BC. He was a student of Socrates, and most of his writings are dialogues between Socrates and someone else. In this case, the dialogue was with Gorgias, a statesman from Leontini who taught public speaking, known then as oratory. It began almost immediately as an attack, with Socrates insulting orators everywhere, insisting that public speaking is not a profession per se, but a craft. The argument then turned to virtue and oratory's role in that. It was ultimately established that public speaking can spread virtue, but can ultimately be considered a virtue itself, as speeches can easily be made for evil purposes. Socrates also implied that if a culture is not virtuous, it will reject any orators who speak of it. In Meno, Socrates also explored virtue, but I think did a much better job of defining it here. Socrates and Callicles were very different people, and Socrates' aesthetic lifestyle was at war with Callicles' hedonism. In Gorgias, Socrates finally nailed down virtue as discipline, orderliness, justice, and friendship, and proved that one can't be happy without virtue. As in Meno, there is also a bit of a tangent, this time about the length of life and worrying about death. Of course, Socrates quickly established that the gods decide how long we live and that no one can really escape their fate. However, it seemed an odd place in the discussion to bring these arguments forward. I also wonder why the title is Gorgias, as most of the arguments are between Socrates and Polus, or Socrates and Callicles, who were students of Gorgias, but not with Gorgias himself. The Socratic method worked better here too. In Meno, Socrates seemed to be insulting, but in Gorgias, Callicles proved to be just as aggressive in his arguments, and the hostility seemed more balanced. However, I am still not a fan of the method and would probably walk away from someone trying to teach me anything this way. I still have several Socratic dialogues left in the book list. The next up is the Republic, and hopefully he will provide a clear definition of the virtuous state. Until next time.